What's up, everyone? Welcome to another episode of the podcast, the show dedicated to talking about all the poggers things in life, like music, content creation, and video games. I'm one of your co-hosts, JesseKazam.
And I am the president of the podcast. It's a one episode term. There's no term limits,
but we will be holding a vote.
Right. Although each of us gets one vote. Well, technically there is an electoral high school.
Yes. Yeah. The electoral high school.
Yeah, and it has to do with like population density. I don't think about it too much, but I get 4 electoral votes. You get 1.
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
But again, it's a 1 episode term limit. There's no... Sorry, 1 episode term. There's a 1 term consecutive term limit, but you can alternate. So effectively what that means is every other episode, I'm the president, you're the vice president, and then every other episode, you're the president, I'm the vice president.
You're the first lady. I mean, vice president.
Yes.
What's up, man? How you doing?
I'm just chilling. Just rocking out, playing fucking Fretless.
Bro, what was that?
It's like a little kind of classic RPG.
Is that the one that was like made by the guitarist of a band? Rob Scallion,
the YouTuber guitarist. Yeah, one of the bigger guitar YouTubers.
Rob Scallion sounds too close to Rapscallion, which is like a funny term for a scoundrel. Rapscallion,
which is a funny term for I don't know, a pirate.
Anyways, Fretless. It looked insanely like cool, like vibes.
The whole thing, it's all guitar based. You start off with an acoustic, and then you later like get a bass, and then there's like a synthesizer, and then eventually you get an 8-string electric.
Oh, really?
And each one of those is almost like a different class.
Okay.
With different like riffs are like your attacks.
Yes.
And you have like a pedal board. So you get to have 3 pedals. Each one of those are like passives.
Oh my god.
It's
I was like,
it's super cool.
Yeah, because I was like lurking while I was getting everything ready for the cast, and the vibe, the aesthetic looks very retro, but like very intentional and cool. And I was like, oh, this is kind of sick. And then I unmuted your stream, and I was like, it's like the really cool retro RPG vibes, and then all music related. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. And then you unmute it, and it's like the Doom 2016 or whatever that Doom came out soundtrack, and you're like, and that's the combat is like. Oops.
I did nothing.
And that's like the combat. There was like there was a little almost like Guitar Hero thing with the buttons. There was like all the attacks that he does, and they do like time with the soundtrack of the game or manipulate the soundtrack of the game. I was like, when I unmuted it, I was like, holy shit, this is crazy.
Yeah, there's kind of a rhythm-based thing where it's a little reminiscent actually of Claire Obscure Expedition 33, where it's all like counter, like you learn the attacks that they do, and the attacks will be like on the beat, off the beat. It'll be like eighth notes, or like there's really interesting. And then your own attacks are the same way. So it'll be like dun, 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 bum, bum, but you have to like press on the beat. It's super cool. I'll just show like a real quick little bit of it. Dude, why does it just go for a random? Yeah, so
it's sick. Yeah,
so it's cool. I mean, it was like I don't know. I want to say like $15 or $17
really?
Or something, and definitely worth the money.
Did you just start playing it today?
So far. Yep. Yeah. Started playing it today.
Cool.
Oh, it's $12 actually. It's on sale until February 9th.
Look at that.
There you go. So yeah, we got that. I'm gonna be playing that for a little bit. I assume that I'm probably gonna beat it tomorrow or something. And we got Mugenics, the game coming out next week, I think.
Ah, that's the Binding of Isaac guy, right?
Yeah, Edmund McMillan.
Sheesh.
Yeah, that's a whole like cat breeding combat roguelike.
Yeah.
DNA
Which
based.
sounds insane, but only if you forget how insane the Binding of Isaac is. Like if someone had never heard of either game, the Binding of Isaac is probably the more crazy out there concept. But when you're used to that being the like poster child of roguelites, then you're like, Mugenics, a cat breeding game? That's weird. But yeah, it's like you're a baby shooting tears at demons and also your mother sometimes. Like,
yeah, your mother is like a psychopathic evangelical that tries to kill you with a knife. So you go under your floorboard as a baby and you fight demons with your tears as your primary weapon.
Yeah. And suddenly the cat game doesn't seem as crazy.
That's the intro cutscene.
Yeah.
Yeah, so looking forward to that. I think that'll be pretty neat. I just finished Skate Story,
dude,
which was incredible.
Yeah, did you send me a clip or did I like pop in or something? I don't.
Great question.
Or no, it was. I actually think it was on the Patreon. You showed me the trailer. Holy, that game looked like a vibe.
Oh, bro, like the whole thing about it. First of all, it was like really deep. Like really deep in terms of like the messaging.
And then you sent me the screenshot. Otherwise you'll get deported.
Yeah, dude.
Like
at one point you like talk to like you're basically like in hell. And all you know how to do is like skateboard. And it's all just like a story. It's called Skate Story, and it's just basically telling this story. I can't even describe to you what it is, but it like gets you to think about life and death and all this stuff, dude. And like at one point you sit down and there's like a bank, and in front of the bank there's like, and it's very like Tony Hawk-esque.
Yeah.
Like at one point you literally collect like floating letters.
Nice.
And but the control scheme's totally different, which took a little getting used to. But the soundtrack was one of the best soundtracks I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh yeah, so you like go up to this like skeleton that's just like sitting there outside of the bank, and he says something along the line. I'm not going to remember it, but it was something along the lines of like, like I sold out my family, got nothing for it, blah, blah, blah. Like, if only I had known, I would have like sold them for less or something. And it was like, holy fuck. Like,
oh my God.
Dude. And honestly, one of these lines like stuck with me. I don't know how to like parse so much of the story.
Okay.
And so many of the lines from it, but they like, you ever just hear a saying and you're like, I feel it, but I don't quite get it. He said, we think as the number rises, we can sit back and rest. But is it possible to enjoy rest if you're not conscious to do so?
Dang.
And I was just like, that touched on like 5 different things I like think about all the time.
Yeah.
Like, holy fuck. But let me find, I just want to find I'm just going to find when I played that and just go into the middle of it, literally at any moment in the middle of this game.
Yeah. If it's anything like the trailer was, holy. It's like Tony Hawk, but I'm telling you, it reminds me of the God dang it. What did I say? Super Smash Bros. The polygon characters. You know, the level that you fight all the polygons in Super Smash Bros. 64? It's like that, but if they were made of like reflective glass instead of purple.
Oh.
Yeah. Stage 10, fighting polygon team versus 30. Holy schmoly, bruh.
Yeah, dude. So I got the stream. Let's see. I don't know. There are moments that like show off the music a little bit better, and then there are moments where I'm like struggling to like do kickflips properly and shit. So, here, let's just do this. Let's just roll the dice.
Roll the tape.
do at the end. I don't know. I don't remember. They probably explained at the beginning. Wait, this might actually be the moment. Oh my god. I'm seething. I'm gonna. Oh wait, never mind. I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm not.
The vibes, the glass breaking, it's so sick.
Man.
You're like in the freaking nether, bro. Oh, I just want this vibe forever. Oh, yeah. I just want this vibe forever. Oh! This is so sick. What a vibe.
Yeah, you spend the entire time eating moons.
Naturally.
Like, I mean... Dude, it's so sick.
Bro, is the like soundtrack anywhere? Skate Story.
Yes, the soundtrack's incredible.
Is it like on Spotify?
Yep.
Oh my god.
I've got a playlist. I don't know if this OST is officially there, but there's someone put together a playlist that's basically
Skate Story Volume 1 album by Blood Cultures or no?
Blood Culture sounds right. Sounds right, yeah. So anyway, it was just incredible. It was a great game. I think I beat it maybe in a day. Actually, I can see how many hours I have. Skate Story. How many hours do I have?
That's so sick. Story? That's such a vibe.
8.5 hours. So I beat the game in 8.5 hours. But it was well worth. Honestly, it was well worth $20 to me. You know, a lot of people will say 8 hours, $20. It's like, buy a movie ticket. Shut the fuck up.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
For like an experience that'll stick with you that you can come back to forever.
For
sure. Yeah, it's rad.
For sure. I DoorDash Panera for $26 and only enjoy that for 5 minutes. So
I don't want to talk about it. $42. $42.
Yep.
Yeah, so that brings me to one of my new favorite games of all time, and a game of the year. It has very quickly replaced the short-lived game of the year, Dispatch, which was the game of the year. Unfortunately, RIP. It was very quickly usurped by Cairn.
Cairn. I did pop in while you were playing this and lurked for a little bit.
Brother, it's so good.
Did you beat it? Is it like a...
I beat it. Took me... I want to say it was like 11 hours, 59 minutes.
Oh, okay.
On that save file to make it to the summit.
Okay.
I won't spoil anything on the story. I need to send, because something tells me you won't play the game.
That's correct.
So what I need to do is I need to send you the ending.
Yeah.
And you need to watch the ending. Because it's some transcendental shit, brother.
Yeah.
It's like an experience, dude. And at the end, this is one of those experiences that I don't know how much of it was like not scripted, but like intentional and unavoidable, and how much was just inexperience.
Interesting. Okay.
But you basically have a backpack, and your backpack has like physical space.
Yeah.
There's even a button to shake your bag, and it like shuffles
settles
the stuff
it
around.
a little bit.
So sometimes you go to pick up like a thing of like ramen noodles basically, and you can't fit it. But if you like jiggle it, I mean, you can also like manually kind of shift stuff around.
Yeah.
But so you have this is a rock climbing game, okay? And you have a few different resources that you kind of have to juggle. You have your stamina, which there's no meter for.
Okay.
There's no meter for the stamina. Then there is hydration.
Okay.
Hunger.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are a bunch of things. So there's like you can cook basically. So you can combine different ingredients, whether you find like like not flowers, but basically like herbs, whatever, to like make either like tea or soups. And then you find like you come across lots of dead bodies basically in the game. The whole premise of the game is that you're like, I guess, this famous female climber, and you are trying to climb this mountain that nobody has ever gotten to the peak of.
Okay.
Nobody's ever gotten there. There are people who live on the mountain that are they're troglodytes. Almost like you can think about them like cave people, except they're like a lot more
interesting,
modernized, basically. But like they're all gone. They've all just like gone down the mountain and like to like live with society, basically. And it's a fictional.
Yeah.
Like it's like somewhere adjacent to like Tibet, but it's like not a real mountain or anything. And so like you're just climbing, and every now and then there will just be like somebody hanging from a rope, and it's just like a skeleton with like a backpack and like climbing gear, and which is kind of like crazy.
Yeah.
So you've got hydration, you've got hunger, you've got your stamina, and then there are pittons, which are basically like the screw into the wall, the concrete with a hook, and that's what you like clip into. So that is like a resource that you can find some every now and then from like scavenge. There might just be like a random one stuck in a wall, and depending on, it's a little tiny mini game, one of those ones where it's like hit the button when it's in the thing.
Yeah.
And there's always a chance that when you have this little robot, like a little climbing bot that kind of follows you.
Okay.
That is like the one that belays you and stuff. But when you get up to like a ledge or the top of a climb or whatever, you can basically have your little robot go and collect all the pittons from the wall.
Okay.
And there's a chance every time he takes it out that it'll get destroyed.
Okay.
Now you can take 2 destroyed ones and make a new one, but basically by the end, you only have like 3. And so if you put in a pit and you climb, at any point if you fall, you will fall
to that point
until the rope is past that point.
Yeah, until the rope catches you. Yep.
And if you go too high, there's that much more pressure and speed there that it'll just pull it out. So you can't. Yeah, so it's not like a guarantee. Otherwise, you could just put one 50 feet above and like, you. So there's always the risk reward of like, do I put the pitton in now, even though I'm only a third of the way up and I've only got one left, and you know what I mean? So it's like, so it's just the story of like your kind of life mission to kind of get to the top. You come across this younger guy who is kind of like a big fan of yours, and he's kind of fucking annoying. He shows up every now and then, and you literally are like, just shut up and leave me alone. You get to the top, and you get close to the top, and there's basically like, do you want to go further? Because it's like you look and it's like effectively impossible.
Mm-hmm.
And when I was approaching the top, now it's also, there's like less oxygen.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's like suddenly there's snow.
Yep.
And at this point you're above running water. And unfortunately you can't like eat the snow. So there's like no running water and no one's been there. So you've managed to get by scavenging food and stuff
from like,
but when there's nobody that's ever been higher than where you are, there's nothing. So I ended up like running out of food and I was like hallucinating basically at the end, like totally struggling, like trying, like stumbling to like walk 10 feet. And you come to like 150-foot wall and it's like, what the fuck? How am I supposed to?
Yeah, holy.
So it's just all about you control. It's like QWOP, but the least AIDS possible.
Yeah.
You control limb by limb.
Yeah.
And it's just like, look, find a hold, good hold, find a hold.
Yeah.
Then leg all the way up.
QWOP, but almost like intuitive QWOP. Right.
Yeah. And there's, so the game automatically, by default, it automatically chooses what limb is the next limb.
Oh, interesting.
So literally, like you could go up by just holding up on the stick and just hitting X, 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 and it'd be like grip.
Yeah.
Grip. But then sometimes it's like you go and grip and it's like your hand doesn't get it. So now what you need to do, if you just kept going, it would just do this hand, and then all of a sudden now you have no hands. It's going to pick up your leg, and you're just going to fall. So there's a you can override. There's a setting that you can basically have where there's like a manual selection. So if you hold like right bumper, now you have A, X, Y, and B, or whatever. PlayStation. To then like choose like no, I want the right hand, and then you grab the right hand, and then it's like so you can do manual limb control. But it's just a beautiful story with an incredible ending that like I just didn't expect. And the scale of it is truly insane. And I want to show a little clip showing the scale of it. Now I will say, after I beat it once, I have tried, I want to say maybe 10 attempts to do, there's a free solo mode.
Oh, shoot.
So your backpack is this big. It's like a fanny pack. No pittance, no saves, no rope.
Just fall dead. Slip dead. Whoa.
And I made it, I want to say I made it maybe 70% up.
Holy.
It's getting a little bit easier because now I'm like, I know the route. It's almost like speed run strats.
Yeah.
Now the speed run I watched, and one like the world fastest that I've seen is like an hour and 40 free solo.
Wow. Already in a week.
Yeah, and it's not even like fast either. Like it's just he doesn't stop.
Yeah.
But it's mostly like,
yeah.
It's not like he's doing crazy pop, 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 pop. I was really surprised. I'm like, oh, he's not really going.
Not yet.
He just doesn't stop.
Yep.
And he knows the right route. And, he knows the couple of times where he needs to like cook this, cook that, so that you can have just enough, resource. Because there are other things that you can do when you cook stuff. You get other bonuses. Like there's also chalk. Gotcha. As another resource.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So that increases your hand grip for 15
grips. Now
you can find somewhere on the mountain a large chalk bag, which will give you 5 chalk uses. It's pretty punishing.
Jeez.
The game is not, and then it can rain, which reduces your grip. And later on, once you get to a point and it starts to be very gusty wind. But let me show you.
That's crazy.
After, I want to say it was like yesterday, I pulled up one of my save files, and wanted to show. I'm not going to go all the way to the top, but I'll show you kind of part of the scale and the route here. So let's see. Let me grab this. So this was the route.
Oh shoot! Oh my!
That I took on my first. This is like right after the tutorial.
It's like reminds me of one of those like those games, the Only Up, whatever those games that trended a while back. Yeah.
I'm like barely out after the beginning here already, dude.
Oh my.
And there's no like fast forwarding. There's no, you're walking and climbing every inch of this.
Is the red places where you like slipped?
What's the fucking weather? So the lines, the colors of the lines are the difficulty of that particular part.
Okay, gotcha.
But there are a bunch of like down arrows. The down arrows were times I like slipped.
Gotcha.
And then there are a few skulls because the first time I played, like when you die, it just respawns you at like your previous save.
Yeah.
So like the first time I played, oh yeah, look, 84 falls,
6 deaths. Interesting.
And for some reason, going through like when I was showing the route for this, because every time you finish on your save file, you can view the route, so you can see where you climbed. For some reason, there's like this weather that is not usually there, so it's kind of annoying. But so this right here is like the beginning of the sketchy fucking part. Right after there's this long rope bridge, and then this section here is like the first long pitch. So here's where I made it in that last run you just saw. I fell off of there. That's one pitch.
Oh my god.
And it's like, if you start halfway up that and you just don't have food, you just die. You're dead. Because you can't eat while you're climbing.
Yeah.
You have to be standing. You can drink, but you can't eat. You can't craft.
Jesus, dude.
And then you have to learn ice climbing.
Oh, okay. What was that?
It just goes up, dude. It just goes up. And the whole time you're looking up and you see the peak, and it's where I am right now is like the peak you're looking at.
Yes.
And then you get here.
And then you look up and you're like, okay.
Yeah. So I won't show any higher.
Yeah, that's sick.
But it's just incredible when you just climb for a few hours and you look down and it's like you just can't even see where you started.
Yep.
It's so incredible. I don't know how they like it's so weird. It feels like the scale of it is like not right.
Yeah.
It's like they shrink it and then like when you would turn around they like expand it because it's like I haven't climbed that high.
Yeah. That's awesome.
But it's just beautiful. It's a beautiful story. Like not even just your story, but like, you know, one of the first bodies you come across has like a letter that's basically like, there's a husband and wife, and one of them, like the wife gets like injured, and he's like, I'm gonna go up and find like this like herb plant that can like will like help you. You know, I'll be back, honey. And then like you find notes throughout until eventually you find him, and it's just there's just so many little elements that are just beautiful stories. You learn about this kind of little civilization that lived there, some of the other climbers that have attempted it. It's just fucking phenomenal, dude.
That's so sick.
Phenomenal.
That's awesome.
And I think I'm probably gonna try it on and off. I'm like I just watched Free Solo 2 days ago also again.
Oh, nice.
I'm like, I need to make it. I need to make it once.
I need to climb. That's cool. It's cool when games like I'm sure. I mean, I don't know if there is like a specific narrative your character's on, but when a game just kind of like makes the world around you part of the narrative, and you can just like skip past it, I guess, and just like keep climbing if you want. But there's like contextual story to be read that's not like in a codex. It's like you find a body, you look at it, you see what's in there, you read a note, and you're like, oh shit, like Yeah.
Yeah, and what's wild too is like, oh yeah, Uneventful just said the free solo guy's climbing a skyscraper. He already did it.
Yeah, I saw something about that.
It was in like Malaysia or something, and I'll be honest with you, it was really fucking lame.
Really?
Because it was like, it's like one shape all the way up.
Oh, interesting.
And then the building is like shaped almost like, picture like upside down triangles.
Okay.
So once he gets to a point, well, now he's climbing, and if you were to fall, I mean, he'd probably still die past a certain point, but like now there's just like 30 feet of like a thing that like a ledge.
So basically there's almost like stop gaps where like he can like stand and chill and rest and then keep climbing. Yeah. Gotcha. Okay.
But I also hated it too, just because like, you know, he's climbing and there's just like a million people with phones in the windows 2 feet from him. I'm like, why would you let people do that?
Yeah.
And I also don't know. And now see, the thing is, I went back and forth with this because like, why would you, there's a part of me that was like, why would they show this live?
What do you mean?
Like, why would, like, there's no rope. Are we all going to watch a snuff film when he falls to his death in front of, you know, but then I thought like, if it wasn't on Netflix, the news would be catching it live anyway.
Yeah,
it would be
so
live.
True. Yeah, yeah. Yeah.
But like in Free Solo, like, did you see Free Solo?
No, I know what the movie's about, and like I know who that guy is, but I never actually watched.
Oh, it's very good.
Yeah, I believe it.
A huge portion of the narrative is like the documentarians are like, we don't know if what we're doing is like okay.
Oh,
like,
really? Interesting.
We don't want him to be doing something just because the cameras are here.
Yeah.
Because it's 3,000 feet. He climbed on a rock. And the whole time, dude, I swear to God, the whole time, it's just zoomed in on his fingers. And he's like this. He's just like this on the rocks.
It's insane.
Just, you know, and he memorized every move. Every move, he's like, okay, this is the boulder problem. And it's like, undercling, kick your foot out 10 feet, and you're just 2,000 feet. And so they were like, insane. The guys filming it were like not even watching because they're like, my best friend's just gonna, like, what are we gonna do when he falls through the frame? Like, what do we do? So they're like, if you want to do this, we don't have to be here. You can tell us to leave. And he's like, honestly, he's like, I want to do this more than I want you to film it. And at one point, like one morning, he just takes off and starts climbing. And they're like, guy. And they like zoom in and he's just fucking on the mountain, just climbing up.
Oh my God.
Yeah, dude. And he like zoomed up it too. I mean, obviously, like I would say, spoiler alert, like the obviously the guy didn't die.
He didn't die.
We're talking about him today, but like, it's just incredible.
Oh my God.
And dude, the number of things where it's like, it's just a crack in the wall and he just jams his arm in there and it's just like, jam your arm in, and it's like there's just, dude, oh my God. But the cool thing, back to the game, the cool thing about insane, it too,
bro.
Is like just like looking at this here, see the route I took.
Mm-hmm.
The game obviously has like a lot of LOD stuff it does. Like all of this is like low quality, but like this entire thing we see, every inch of this is climbable. So like,
gotcha.
I took this one route. There's like probably a cave down here with like notes and stories and maybe even like upgrades to gear and, you know, like backpacks. And I mean, just like, look, like, just look at how much obviously I didn't cover.
Yeah.
Throughout this whole thing.
That's cool.
So I want to like even, and there's like an adventurer mode, which you can basically say like turn off all the survival shit and make it so that I have like infinite resources. And I just want to go and like explore all the little nooks and crannies that I never experienced. You know, like here you can see there's like a little camp. There's like cameras and books and like, you know, leftover food and whatever. At one point there's a cave.
That's cool.
And let's just say I didn't make it out of the cave. I'll just say that. It's just beautiful. It's just such a beautiful game.
So
I cannot get over. I can't get over how good it was. So
that's dope. Cairn.
It was better than I expected. I was so stoked for it this whole time, based solely on the mechanics of the game.
Yeah, the demo. I remember when you played it. Yeah.
and like now it's the story that will stick with me, like the vibe, the story. Oh, and the soundtrack is incredible too. Another one that's just incredible.
That's awesome.
Did you see the intro bit where it's basically like the end of the demo, or kind of the opening credits?
I think you showed me the demo cinematic. I don't know if it's different.
Yeah, basically like that first wall you saw at the beginning, when you climb it, right when you get to the top, you hear this is the beginning of the game after the tutorial. I fell off too, by the way. If you just like, you can free look the camera to like look around at how beautiful it is, but like it's very narrow. I fell off one of the times. Yeah. That's so incredible, dude.
That's so sick.
And the one of the sound designers was like chilling in my chat for a couple of days.
Really?
Like, talking. Yeah, really, really cool guy. So.
Oh, that's friggin' sick.
Yeah, it's just everyone should play this game, especially if they're like rock climbing.
Yeah.
And the last thing I have to say, dude, the player controller, I don't know how to like describe it.
Okay.
Is like incredible how I don't know, seamlessly they're able to do so many of the animations. There are plenty of times where it gets a little janky and you clip a little bit through here and there, but like if you have to think about the way that like the bodies move when they're like when you're climbing, subtle things where like if you're gonna reach out for a hold, you're not just gonna like do this. You're gonna like put your arm out like straight.
Oh yeah.
Because you want to keep your center of gravity closest to the wall. And so like, and she like, you can, dude, it's,
I remember you mentioning that from the demo where like, if you're like reaching for something and you just keep reaching, like she'll go up on her toes, or like you'll see the body weight shift to get like a few extra inches out of the arm stretch. I remember you mentioning that. Yeah. That it's really like natural.
Yeah. And like, you know, if you have your legs like this, right. And then you kind of turn to like grab something to your left with your right arm, she'll like turn her right leg kind of to the side, like turn her hip, so like
keep everything as close to the rock as possible,
dude. Yeah, and it's just so, and it's so, you can make it look like really, really realistic. Like I was actually kind of trying to make it look, and actually a couple people were like, you climb? Because like they could tell based on the way that I was playing.
That's so
I just like know what it looks like, but
yes, there you go.
Yeah, so
this like stresses me out already.
Now here's where it gets a little, there are a few things that are a little janky about it. Like one of them is like when you're on a wall and it like flattens out to where you can walk, the game like doesn't transition elegantly a lot of times.
From climbing mode to walking mode.
You're like, dude, there are times where I'm like bear crawling on the ground and will like fall off the mountain because of it. Like, but you know, that's a skill issue. But I mean, just like, yeah, that was a little janky. Okay, now. Yeah.
Your leg is like inside.
I'm showing the worst possible fucking. This could not possibly be worse. What I was just showing.
This is so stressful.
Oh, see how like she turned her hip in like that.
Yeah. Dude, genuinely, even just the game stresses me out.
Oh, dude, it's such a vibe after a while. Like you just get. so relaxed, and her like breath tells you certain things, like, you know, if you pause and she goes like that, she's like, that's when you know her stamina's full. The game never tells you that though.
Interesting.
I think that might have been the sound designer that told me that. You can see my arm shaking there. That's like because I wasn't properly kind of distributing my weight.
Yeah.
What's happening? But yeah, I mean, you see how fucking high I am.
Oh my god, that's sick.
Okay, wait. I just want to show that this.
2 years now.
You can do some cliffhanger shit.
Fascinating on.
Basically, whenever I can convince myself to go back to the real gym is when I want to go start climbing too.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh, it's so rad.
No,
so rad.
No. That's crazy. That's sick. There it is. Cairn. And that just came out, right? It was just like a week ago.
Yep.
A couple of days ago.
Indeed.
That's sick. That's so sick. Cairn, get in there. Before we move on, talk about a little bit what I got going on over here in the gaming space. I do want to take a quick second and thank the sponsor for this episode, and that is The Perfect Gene. The Perfect Gene, man. Dude, I just went on a trip. We took the kids to Disney. I was gone for a couple of days. Just packed two pairs of these, mad boy. And oh yeah. Bow, 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 bow. I've been really trying. Anyways, the Perfect Gene is great, man. These literally are the ultimate gene. That like the perfect gene. Insanely high quality, insanely durable, perfect amount of stretch. They feel like jeans. They have that's the beauty of it being online and them not having to like stock like just a retail store. They have everything you want, every color of jean. You can have them like ripped, you can have them whitewashed, you can have dark jeans, light jeans, you can get khakis, you can get them in any width, you can get them in any length, you can get them in any cut, skinny, slim, boot cut, slim boot, skinny cut, all the things. And they are insanely comfortable. Insanely comfortable.
Yeah, dude. The amount that I can say about perfect timing with my wife coming in here during the middle of the fucking ad read. I can't say enough about how comfortable they are and how durable they are and how well they fit. Everything. It's just phenomenal.
Yep. How
fantastic of a product these are, and I've gotten 1, 2, 3, I think 4 of them.
Yep.
Now they sent the first one, and I had to get more.
Yep.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah, 100%. They're just everything you want out of a jean. They fit really comfortably. They have every color. They have every size. They're made out of premium materials. They got the perfect amount of stretch to make it feel like super comfortable, but not so much stretch that you feel like you're wearing like sweatpants or spandex or anything. They feel like jeans. They're just literally jean perfected. They have their whole line of, they call them den khakis, where it's like the khaki color jeans, which are great for like that. Dude, it's crazy how much you can just like dress up. You can go to a wedding, throw on a polo, throw on your den khakis, and then you're good to go. They've got everything. And they even have t-shirts now, and stuff like that, super comfortable t-shirts. And yeah, they're just great. So for a limited time, our listeners get 15% off their first order plus free shipping at theperfectgene.nyc, or Google The Perfect Gene and use code POGCAST15 for 15% off. That's 15% off new customers at theperfectgene.nyc with promo code POGCAST15. After you purchase, they'll ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them that we sent you. Screw your khakis and get the perfect gene. Bang, bang.
Bing, bing,
bing,
bing,
bing, bing, bing, bing. Yeah, so in the gaming world over on my end, still just been mainlining Arc Raiders and enjoying it and having a blast and trying to get better at PvP and just like, I don't know, man.
How's your survival rate been? Do you feel like you've been more successful, less successful, going up, going down?
So
cheaters in the game, people getting better, you're getting old. What's the deal?
So it's interesting stuff. It's interesting stuff. I definitely, this is such a, I mean, I know that this excuse I give with every game, but that's because, you know, after 10,000 hours of Tarkov, it's such a different game, especially in squads. The time to kill is so long. It's such a team-based game. Like, you can't 1v2 or 1v3. Okay, you absolutely can in this game, and that's what I love. You can 1v3, but you can't face check a 3-man and expect to win in a way that you can in Tarkov, right? Like, sometimes when you hear da-dunk, 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 da-dunk in Tarkov, and you hear like you swing with an HK and a 60 rounder because you know if you're hitting headies, you can wipe a 5-man. In this game, it's like you need to laser in on a target and shoot for headshots. And as soon as you do that, the whole team is going to stop and you're just going to die, right?
The time to kill is a little too long.
A little too long for swinging 3-mans. Now, you can outplay a 3-man, absolutely, and win those fights. But it's so different, and there's so much utility, and the utility is so important. I really feel like over these past couple days, I've been upping my chops in PvP. It's such a delicate balance on like how close versus how far away you play to your teammates. If you stack, you have so much aggressive power. If you're all stacked, where like you know, you get a flare, you get a knock, and then it's 3v2 and you just like swing and you win, right? But the flip side of that is like one good, well-placed grenade from the other team and it damages all 3 of you. And now, you know, the tides turn. The flip side is like you can play really split. And sometimes like I'm always trying to like put when I die into my mental map. Sometimes I die and I'm so surprised at how split the team is playing, because that obviously puts you at such a disadvantage. If the 3 of us see that one of them is isolated because he's going for a flank, it's just like we all team shot him and he dies and now their whole team is cucked. But
you're solo at basically.
Yes, but sometimes playing split, it's like poke damage. Like none of us can ever fully heal and they just keep the aggression up. And then now we die. And it's like, so when to split, when to flank, when to play super stacked, when to play super aggressive, when to kite, when to, you know, it's just like all that kind of stuff I'm trying to like map out into the mental of the game. And I've been having so much fun with it. But at the same time, it's interesting because the only thing we really know is going on behind the scenes is that aggression-based matchmaking, where we know it'll try to put solos against solos, duos against duos, and trios against trios. And we know that they've said that they take into account how aggressive you are. And then once they confirm that, I mean, thousands of people have tried to basically figure out where those lines are. And based on enough people testing, like I wouldn't say that we know for sure what the formula is, but in roughly 10 raids, you can really start to feel yourself moving up or down that ladder. Where like if you stop shooting back at people, where you just like run up to someone and let them kill you, run up to someone and let you kill them. If you do that for 10 raids, all of a sudden, all the people you run into stop trying to kill you. Like it's that repeatable. So it's like roughly 10 raids. And but the thing is, what we don't know if there is also SBMM, skill-based matchmaking, where it's like maybe there's a pool of people that all want a PvP, but these people die more frequently than these people, so it puts these people in with raids and these. We don't know if that's a thing. And then the other thing that there's conspiracy theories that happens is also gear-based matchmaking. A lot of people are like really convenient when I go on a budget run, all of a sudden I'm running into like free kitters, like scav runners. But when I put on juice, it's just turbo juice. And so it's hard to tell sometimes. Like last week, I kind of got into a funk because I felt like I was really like, I'm definitely the weak link on the team most of the time. If it's like me, Ham, and K-Mind, me, Ham, and Stone Mountain, like I know that I'm the weaker link in PvP, but that's okay with that. I don't have an ego. I want to get better. Like all I want to do is like die and learn and learn and learn and learn and get better and get better. But like last week, I got into a funk where I was like, dude, it feels, at least anecdotally, that what's happening is like aggression-based matchmaking and skill-based matchmaking. And I'm just playing with people that think so fast and that are so tight and so good that I feel like I don't have time to like try new things or learn. I'm just getting stumped. You know what I mean? And it was like, but then this week, the raids have been like really, really good. So I don't know. Like, I really don't know if there's skill-based matchmaking in it and aggression-based matchmaking and gear-based matchmaking. It's so hard to tell for sure. But yeah, all of a sudden, listen, that's never going to change. That's too deep. I don't even like, if I hadn't read that chat message, I wouldn't even realize I said that.
During the PP, dude, there's like 7 times I clocked it. I just like, I tank it.
Yeah, I appreciate you. Because that one is so deep. It's all of,
I wouldn't,
all of a sudden.
All of a sudden.
All of a sudden, not all of the sudden. I say the sudden. It's all of a sudden.
You say all of a sudden.
All of a sudden. Yeah. All of a sudden. That seems so insane to me. But yeah. I just need to start saying.
Honestly, all of a sudden is less syllables.
Suddenly. Anyways. So there's that. And there's some really interesting conversations. I actually kind of had my mind changed a little bit. I had some really good conversations with chat over the past couple of weeks, because every once in a while I'll just be like, hey, how are we feeling about aggression-based matchmaking? Because my thing was, if you had asked me if you had outlined what aggression-based matchmaking is and asked me if that would work in any extraction shooter before Arc Raiders came out, I would have said that's the stupidest thing I've ever heard. I would have said that's stupider than skill-based matchmaking, like genuinely. But then Arc Raiders came out, and then we played it, and only after the fact we realized that was happening, and that really changed. I was like, wow, like maybe, I don't know, maybe it's cool. Like it's allowing people to experience the game in any way they want to experience it, and it's clearly working, right? There is currently 220,000 people playing on Steam alone, right? You know, like, and Highguard's got 87. No, I'm just kidding. I'm throwing shade. So it's clearly working. So every once in a while, I kind of like get a vibe check.
87, like not 87,000.
No, 87 players. There's tens of players. Anyways, so, but I'm always like getting the pulse check. And I had started to see the sentiment a couple of times where people.
There's 3,000.
Is there really? Oh, that's funny.
3,900, yeah.
I started to see the sentiment a couple times where like, this isn't a direct quote, but it was something along the lines of like, yeah, I don't know. The game is getting boring and kind of stale. There's no, there's no tension or anything. I haven't been shot at in like 30 or 40 raids. And I kind of pushed back on that initially because I was like, shoot people. Like, all my lobbies are 24/7 PvP, nonstop, 89th party, nonstop PvP. And so my thing was like, if you're saying you miss the tension and you haven't been shot at in 40 raids, you just have to shoot people and it'll put you in the lobbies with the PvPers and bam, there's your tension.
Are they seeing people?
Yeah. Oh yeah. The difference.
Why would they?
That's the thing is I'm like, just if you're saying you miss the tension. I'm so sick,
I can't find all this combat. I keep finding all these people, but
exactly.
It's like the gun works both ways, Grandma.
Exactly. So now that's what I said, but I actually so I still disagree. I still think if you want to experience a thing, just experience that thing. However, after like talking with a couple of people, we basically kind of came to an agreement in the middle where it's like, at the end of the day, no matter how much like personal responsibility I would want to give to any one person, when you group up people into a crowd and not just an individual, if you give them an easy way to do everything, they will do everything the easy way. So like in an extraction shooter, if you're low on funds, you want to go make money. If you're low on gear, you want to go farm gear. If you're trying to do trials, you would want to go do trials. And objectively, the easiest way to do all of those things, objectively, every problem you could ever have in Arc Raiders, the best way to solve it is nuke yourself into the friendly lobbies and then go do everything with no contest. And I was like,
which might as well be Smurf. You just Smurf on CSGO. If you're having trouble in DMG, then
yes.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of the middle ground where I was like, at an individual level, if somebody was like, oh man, I'm just so sad there's no combat, I'm like, motherfucker, shoot people. You're in charge of that. But when you extrapolate it out from just the one person you're talking to and you say, hey, there's 200,000 people playing the game, and everybody that's playing knows that if they're low on money, they can go get infinite money in the friendly lobbies. If they're low on gear, they can get infinite gear in the friendly lobbies. If they're trying to get trials done, they can do that the best in the friendly lobbies. Where do you, Jesse, how do you think the player base is going to respond? I'm like, oh yeah, everyone's just going to do that. And so I think, and then, you know, this one person I was talking to today, he was like, that's kind of ultimately what I'm saying is like, when there's an easy way to do everything, it cheapens the hard way to do it, because you just kind of know you're doing it the hard way for no other reason than, I don't know, you're just trying to make it harder for yourself. And that kind of helps me, because I've gotten myself into the friendly lobbies when I play solo sometimes, just because I'm like vibing around. Like a lot of times I'll play solo to try and get some materials to craft a whole bunch of shit I know I'm going to use all day with Ham. So it's like a bunch of nades and shields and armor and stuff like that. And so I kind of like, the more I thought about it, the more I was like, that is an interesting point, especially because there's no like, you don't get XP faster in the PvP raids, you know, and I'm not saying you should, but what I'm trying to say is like, it's all the same. So there's no reason to do it the harder way, which is like fight people, other than you just want to fight people. And eventually, if there is SBMM, I think that pushes more people down to the friendly lobbies, because it doesn't feel good to try to get better. Because if you're always like up against people that are only ever better than you, then it's like, eventually that's just like, then after that conversation, I was thinking like, what happens 6 months from now, a year from now? Does the separation of PvP and PvE lobbies just kind of change over time, where more people are like, well, I just don't want to put up with the bullshit. I'm just going to do it. And then what happens? You know what I mean? And I was like, okay, interesting point. So I really don't know how I feel about it. I'm kind of just in a like, let's see what happens. It's happening, you know? I don't know.
Dude, that just reminded me of like a thing that, it's one of those things that's on my infinite list of like video concept ideas.
Yeah.
Where it's the idea that like high level advice doesn't apply to like mid to low level people. And that's the case in like F1 racing. It's the case in like CSGO. I think I talked about actually the car racing guy that I was watching. It was like Assetto Corsa or whatever, and he was like, I'm an S rank player.
Oh yeah.
I went down to D tier lobbies, and he came in like he couldn't win.
Yeah.
Because it's a different game.
Yes.
And that's just reminiscent of this thing where I feel like what you have is this sliding scale. Let's just say it was skill-based matchmaking, right? You have this sliding scale, and you would think that like there'd be this like linear difficulty, you know, as you go, but it's almost like there's like a hard ceiling at some point where like all of a sudden things change.
Yeah.
And, you know, suddenly once you get to like, you know, fucking, I'm trying to remember CSGO ranks. Not LEO, LEM. There's LEM, then there's
Global Elite.
Well, yeah, but below Global Elite is what I was gonna say. Yeah. Fuck, whatever. Like, you know, you've got the high level players who, when you watch like the CSGO majors, those guys are like holding the angle pixel perfect. A silver player is never going to be there.
Yeah.
They're going to run out, jump over, you know, they're going to be doing dumb shit.
Yeah.
So it's like your strategies don't work there.
Yeah.
And I don't know why, like maybe this isn't even related, but it just hit me in the same place where I'm like, there's got to be this interesting gradient where it's like, you can't just like sort of D rank and then, you know, get to a point where like, it's too hard. Yeah. It's a little too hard. It's a tiny bit too hard. It's comfortable. It's like, it could just be that all of a sudden things change so drastically because now everybody you play with at the lower levels, they'll pretend like they're going to be honest, and then they betray you way more often because they're just shitty. Whereas the high level players, if they say they're gonna actually, this is probably the case where, like, let's just say there were Supreme, it was one of the ones I was thinking of. It's probably the case in Tarkov too. If you were to look at it like in terms of hours and experience, if someone says that they're gonna be your homie, I think that they're much more likely to not betray you than someone who isn't as good. Or
because it's like the most skilled players in Tarkov aren't the ones exit camping because they know they can kill you anyway. And then most of the guys exit camping are like, I need some gear and I know I can win this fight, right? And it's
and they're desperate. They're willing to sit in a bush and be bored forever. Yeah. Whereas the good players are like, I want to fucking kill people. I don't want to wait in a bush all day.
So the two versions of that, whatever concept that is, we're like a global elite. We'll go down and play silver and be like and struggle. The two ways that manifests in Arc is that, which actually we were having that conversation. We were having the conversation earlier where somebody was like, I feel like there's nothing in between a super aggressive lobbies and Care Bear lobbies. He was like, I wish there was something in between. And he was like, and I was like, there is. It's just that if you don't want to PvP in this moment and somebody kills you, like I was like, how many times have you run into a raid and you ran into 10 friendly people and the 11th person said he was going to be friendly and killed you? And he was like, all the time. I was like, that's the middle. I was like, you ran into 10 friendly people in a raid and then the 11th person killed you. That's the middle, bro. That's the in-between. In my lobbies, nobody wants to be friendly. And so there's like a weird perception shift that like people only ever remember the people that kill them. And they never remember the like 40 people that were like, yo, what, you need this? You need this? Oh no, I'm going in here. And then they die and they're like, oh, there's so much PvP in this game. And I was like, oh, that's weird. You kind of have to like, so.
No, but so wait a minute. But now I question that because is that the middle or is that not like, couldn't that also be the bottom?
No.
If there's 10 people that don't fight you and one fights you,
the bottom is
like it's never going to be no one ever fights you.
No, it's
is. Never going to be that.
It is. It very much so is.
No, there's always going to be someone who's going to be the opportunistic dick.
You should play some Arc Raiders. I'm telling you, dude, you can go like 20 raids in a row without getting shot. Like,
okay, well, so 20, so 20 instead of 10.
No,
but it's
not
still
20
like,
people, 20 raids.
Yeah.
Where you run into 20 people. Now, you are right that anyone at any point can just decide to be a dick and shoot you for sure. But what I'm saying is that like there's like way more people than you think like have never shot another player playing Arc Raiders. Like that. It's it's great. Now, once again, hear me before you go crazy in the comments. I think in a weird way that's sick. Like, I think this game has brought this like extraction shooter kind of thought process to like so many people. Now
to the Nintendo Wii.
Yeah. Now, I think some people would argue, well, that's not the real extraction shooter experience. An extraction shooter experience is PvP, yada, yada, yada. We can split hairs on that. Maybe you're right. But what I'm saying is that like those people are having fun and they don't really affect me because everyone I'm fighting wants to fight and we're PvPing and we're having a good time. Now, the other thing I was going to say, I said, like, there's two ways that manifests. One is that where like people only ever kind of remember the PvP and they don't remember the rest. And two, the other way this manifests is it feels, if you have a human heart, if you harbor any amount of empathy in your soul, if the light in your spirit is turned on to even 1%, if you ever find yourself in the Care Bear lobbies, it's hard to get out of them. Literally, I spoke the words, I need to get into the PvP lobbies. I was playing solo. I was like, I need to get into the PvP lobbies. And then 8 people run in front of you that are all talking over VoIP and they're all looting. None of them have their guns out. and they're like, they see you and they're like, yo, what's up, dude? What do you need? And I know the only way out is to just fucking kill these people. And when
can you not bring yourself to do it?
I can't do it, bro. I can't do it. And when you do, none of them, when you get all the way down to the I call them vegan lobbies. When you get all the way down, they don't fight back. You start shooting at them, they'll stand still and they'll go, really, bro? And they just make you like murder them in cold blood. And that's the only way out. It's so weird. It's so weird. And I don't want to do it. I don't want to, because the thing is, I want to fight people that like want to fight. I don't want to shoot a guy. And then as soon as I do damage to him, he just stops moving and he looks at me and he's like, wow, bro. But
of course, like in order to get out of that lobby, you just need to put down some bandies.
You got to put him down. And so it's just like a weird, I don't know. It's a weird thing. So,
well, so wait, but so maybe that's like the threshold where it's like, it's got to be like a binary, dude. It's got to be you're in lobbies until you kill 3 people, and then you are out of lobbies, and it's a coin flip now.
I do, yeah. I think it's something like that. Yeah,
there's probably like a coin flip. You never see it. You never see friendly, and you never see combat.
And then the coin flip is in the middle. Yeah. It's so weird. So like I really like don't know, not that anybody cares about my opinion, nor that my opinion would change anything, but I really don't know how I feel about the system, because I think I can say pretty undeniably that like a significant portion of the game's like long-standing success is that Tfue can get what he wants out of this game. I can get what I want out of this game. And somebody that literally never wants to shoot another person, they can get what they want out of this game as well. And most games aren't like that. And this game is really kind of like trying something new. And I think in a lot of ways it's working. And I hold that in one hand. And then in the other hand, I wonder, does it A, cheapen the experience? B, because people know how to go up and down the ladder, does that make like we were talking earlier about, like, I feel like aggression-based matchmaking would have been so much more effective if no one knew about it.
Yeah.
It would just be, people would be like, I love this game. The PvPers would be like, I love this game. And the Care Bears would be like, I love this game. Does that make sense? But now people know how to do it.
The problem is that the moment any of them talk about their experiences,
for sure,
people would say you're lying.
Yes.
That's not what the game is.
Yes, but like that argument would have still been better. It's like, like if they put out the exact formula for SBMM and you knew how to just like, oh, all I have to do is die 6 games and then I'm going to go down to my lower rank and then I can have more fun. Like, people arguing about it is still different than knowing. Anyways, so basically, and then in the other hand, I hold that that thing we were talking about earlier, where I go, if you give players an easy way to do something, they'll always do it the easy way. And so now I'm wondering, does it cheapen the experience of, acquiring loot or killing somebody with loot, because like they didn't get that off of somebody else? They probably, they can just like nuke themselves down into the friendly lobbies and then get all the gear and all the stuff and then go back up. I don't know the answer to that question.
Yourself into the friendly lobby, is that just like you run straight to an enemy, don't shoot them, and then let them kill you?
Yes, that happens. Many people don't even bring guns into raid.
Well, but how do you distinguish that from like a hatchling, basically?
Because there's free kits. Like,
true.
Free kits with no cooldown. There's no reason to not have a gun unless you're trying to bring yourself down to a friendly lobbies. And many people are. Every time I've run into a guy that without a gun, I've just asked them also. That's super anecdotal, but they're like, yeah. So once again, not saying it's bad, not saying it's good. I'm saying it has already proved to play out differently than I would have thought if I was asked about it before the game came out.
Yeah.
I think it's obviously adding a lot of value to a lot of people, but it definitely makes me question the like how it's going to affect the long term of the game, because the perceived value of loot is kind of like diminishing because it's all essentially free. And so I don't know. I am still having a ton of fun because I've got a goal. I've got a bone I'm chewing on, which is I know I suck relative to Ham and relative to K-Mine and relative to Stone. And so I want to get better. And I'm working really hard at like, we break
so like,
down
what are you doing
death.
when you're like raiding? Are you like looking for fucking bolts and shit? Or like, what are you doing?
Like if you're in the low lobbies?
If you're you, what are you doing?
Oh, we're just running around PvPing and killing. So what makes
like, are you looking for any loot? Are you questing?
Oh yeah. So the circle of the economy in this game I really like, which is that there's no flea market and you can buy very little with money, and it's almost all crafting things. So like I could have an inventory full of like super high tier guns, leveled up all the way, best attachments, but like I ran out of materials to craft blue shields, and blue shields are like really important. Or I ran out of materials to craft any of my util. Like I'm out of nades, I'm out of stuff. So there is always a cycle of like, yo, I need processors so that I can craft more trigger nades because I'm out of nades. I need this. I need batteries. Like literally the other day, I have like 4 million coins. I have a stash full of shit. And I was like, I have no shields. I cannot buy a shield. I cannot craft a shield. I was like, we have to go find batteries. And then we spent 3 raids running around with that as our mission. We would PvP if anybody was in front of us. I built up a stack of batteries and I was like, cool. And then now you need something else. So the game does a really good job of always giving you like a micro reason to be in raid. There's always something you need to be farming. There's always something you need. But that need might not be like guns. Like I have like 70 meta guns all, leveled up to level 4 with like meta attachments, but there's always going to be something that you need. And then the other reason why the non-PvPing is like super viable in this game, like imagine Tarkov not wanting to PvP. Why, you know what I mean? Like the scavs are so bad. I mean, I guess PvE actually is going crazy, but the reason it works so well in Arc is because the PvE in Arc is very good and very compelling. Like you can tell the game was a PvE game and then brought to PvP because the PvE is so compelling. Like even us, like a couple of times a day, we'll like go for the queen. So like every once in a while, a minor map condition is that the queen, the big giant spider, is on, Blue Gate or on Dam Battlegrounds or on Spaceport. And we'll go do that and we'll bring like the super juiced weapons that are really good at knocking off armor of Arc. And that's our mission. And if there have been raids where nobody came to contest us, and it was a legendary raid because like we almost died. There's all this Arc and all this stuff. And then we got all this goop, all the loot we took down the queen. And then sometimes there are raids where we do that and we get contested by a ton of players. And that's an even cooler raid. So like the PvE in the game is very compelling. The economy is very much so driven on like constantly needing stuff. So that's kind of what you do. And then for us, just because we're like, PvP nuts, we're also just PvP nuts. We're also just like nonstop running after shots and killing people. So yeah, it's very interesting. I really I don't know. I don't even really have a prediction. I don't know how it's going to play over long term. I've heard people say that it's like the reason that they've continued to play the game. I've heard people say it's the reason they're going to stop playing the game. Like I totally understand both of those sides. It's just going to be interesting to see how it plays long term. My only qualm is like, I don't want kind of like skill-based matchmaking and aggression-based matchmaking. You know what I mean? It's they're to a certain degree that, we use this term all the time. Extraction shooters are about dynamic range. If I'm just only ever fighting somebody 1 or 2 skill levels higher than me, and you're only ever fighting someone 1 or 2 skill levels higher than you, and then this person is only ever fighting people 1 or 2 skill levels higher than me, we're all having the same raid all the time, which is that we're all having to sweat our ass off. We're not fighting each other, right? Like this guy doesn't have to fight Tfue, which is good, but we're all just sweating our ass off all the time. And so it's like, I don't know. But nobody really knows what's going on behind the curtains other than aggression-based matchmaking is a thing. So, yeah, very interesting. Interesting stuff. But I will say, I think I've kind of like alluded to this a little bit. I think that I actually scripted out a video, which is why my thoughts on this are a little bit more solidified. That's going to be coming out probably next week. Dude, in such a weird way, I think that Raiders' success set up Marathon for success. Like, I think that, I think the general sentiment around extraction shooters pre-Arc Raiders was just everyone should stop trying. There will never be a game as good as Tarkov. Like, the amount of times I heard that, and all the games that came out, so many of them were basically just trying to be Tarkov, but X, right? Like Tarkov, but pay to win was ABI. Tarkov, but hero shooter was Delta Force. I love both of those games, by the way, but they were very clearly designed in a boardroom where somebody goes, Tarkov is successful. How do we get on this success? And because that had happened so many times, I think a lot of people just resigned to like, nothing will be as good as Tarkov. Stop trying to make extraction shooters. And Arc Raiders is so different and so successful, and like 98% of Arc Raiders players didn't come from Tarkov. They came from Fortnite. They came from Call of Duty. They came from Warzone. They came from Apex. So it's just such a completely different beast that's so wildly successful. I mean, hundreds of millions. I mean, like a month ago, I think they're on like 3 months in a row, #1 selling game on Steam. Like a month ago, they said they had 3.2 million daily active users. Like, the game is going nuts across PC and console. And
I wonder, could you extrapolate that from like average numbers of other games? You know, like if there's like 200,000 people playing it, and you could see like the average dip down from when Arc came out of like Fortnite by 15,000 players, and by
I don't know,
Apex 25,000 players, right? Like, do you have? I'm just curious as to like, why you say that, because obviously I have no idea.
A couple of things. One, because the game is very popular on console, and you couldn't have played Tarkov on console. So those people are coming from other places, which is most likely some of the other
nobody
more popular
played Tarkov on PC and then goes
shooters.
To play Arc on console.
Exactly.
Nobody.
Exactly. And then two, the other reason why I say that, this isn't a definitive thing at all, but all the biggest streamers playing Arc Raiders, none of them are Tarkov streamers, except for the Burn Peanut. It's Tfue, Ninja, Nick Merckx, CDN the Third. Like, these are all like Fortnite and PUBG and like Warzone guys. And they're all playing Arc nonstop, 24/7, Cloaksy, Taxi, Drag, like all these guys. So my guess is that most of the player base came from those places. And because Arc Raiders is such a different experience than Tarkov, I think most of the Tarkov players just stayed on Tarkov, which is totally fine. But anyways, the point I was trying to get at is Arc Raiders is very popular. And I think my gut would be introduced like millions of people to the extraction shooter genre, and I think carved out its own niche in the genre, and then like where Arc Raiders sits and where Tarkov sits, it created a negative space in the middle, right? It was like Tarkov was the whole pie, and then when Arc Raiders came in, it created like a third sector. So this is one of those things where it's like, just because there's a hole to fill doesn't mean Marathon will fill it. And just because Marathon has potential doesn't mean that they'll fulfill that potential. I'm not saying like, I think Marathon's going to be successful. What I'm saying is that I think Arc Raiders set up Marathon to be successful, because the most common complaints about Arc Raiders are it's third person, and I don't like third person games. The second most common complaint is everyone's just a Care Bear over there and nobody wants to PvP. And the third most common complaint is there's not enough progression. Marathon genuinely might be a shit ass game, but Marathon is a first person game that's very PvP focused, and from what we've seen so far, has a ton of progression. So if Marathon is like even decent, I just think it has the potential to be really successful because it kind of accidentally fills that negative space. It's an extraction shooter that's way more casual than Tarkov, that's launching on PC and console on the same time, that kind of accidentally just like addresses the three biggest concerns of the most popular game right now, right? Like, that's my mental map. Now, Marathon could come in there and just suck, and everyone is going to be like, well, this sucks, and then no one's going to play it. I'm not saying it is going to be good, but does that, like, thought process track? Like,
yeah, no, I mean, it does. The thing is that, like, none of this stuff is ever logical.
That's very true.
It's like, how much of this is just always vibes based? Like,
yeah, that's a very good point with gaming. It's kind of like,
I just feel like
whatever people want a game to be, it is. If they want it to suck, it just sucks even if it's good. And if they want it to be good, it's good even if it sucks.
Yeah, and then another way also to interpret that vibes thing is like sometimes like the tone or the setting of a game also is just like doesn't vibe with people.
Yes. Yeah.
I don't know if this is coming from I was gonna say, I don't know if this is coming from like my kind of lack of interest or indifference to like the genre.
Yeah.
I don't think it does, because like I didn't have this feeling with Ark.
Yeah.
Ark did better than I expected, but I can't see. I don't want to say I can't see.
No,
my impression is just it's gonna
crash and burn.
Listen, not crash and burn. It's just gonna slowly just fucking. It's gonna have like a lackluster.
It'll have like a launch, and then it'll just trickle out into.
Yeah, I just don't think it's not sexy in any way.
I completely disagree. But
no, but like looks wise, it's nice. But like nobody is gonna care about any of the details of any of the stuff.
I think I see what you're saying. I think I see what you're saying. Yeah.
I don't mean like the way it looks. I just mean like.
Yeah, you mean it's not like
it's not exciting in any meaningful way. It's a game that looks really cool, that has some interesting mechanics, but like you could come out with an MMO that had a really cool design and had like, sort of semi-mid gameplay in a world that nobody's invested in, and it would just.
I see what you're saying. It like it almost only exists in relation to something else, where you're like you'd only be excited about it because it's like, oh, it's an extraction like Tarkov, like this, like it's like there's nothing about it that is like, oh my god, what is that? Is that kind of what you're saying?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I think like Ark is a game that, you know, at least when it first was played, before it, you know, like early access or whatever, that was like one of the hypest things ever. Literally everyone was like, yo, this looks incredible, or it was incredible.
Yeah.
And that's what I saw from the sidelines.
Yeah.
Where normally it's always, this looks like dog shit.
Yeah.
It's like never, you never see that.
Yeah,
okay?
That happens so infrequently now.
And Marathon kind of had a bumpy sort of start where there's already drama involved in it.
Yeah.
Like all the stuff that went down, like not really that I care or that I'm invested, but like.
No, I understand what you're saying.
I almost just like, I don't know. Not that I feel like they don't deserve it, because that's not what I'm thinking.
No.
But there is like a vibe around it where I'm just like, I just don't. Yeah, I don't know.
See what you're saying, and I don't disagree. Like, I want Marathon to be good because more options is more better. But like I still have like every one of my, and I put this in the video I'm going to make, every one of my, like, let's say top 4 concerns, like in April when I played it last year, like all of my like top 4 concerns with like, hey, these are the things mechanically I think they need to change. Like in the like the 20-minute Vidoc they did like a month ago, where they like basically resurfaced and they were like, hey, we spent the past 6 months fixing the game. Like none of those things, none of my top 4 things were addressed in that video. So like I still have major concerns and hesitations.
Well, even if they did though, I think that would be irrelevant. Like mechanics almost like on paper, it's not as interesting as fucking like Battlefield 6. Like it's like not as like I don't know, just like mechanics wise, story wise, graphics. I don't know. I just like.
See, I disagree. I understand where you're coming from, but as someone who's much more invested in the genre, I disagree. To an extent, I agree with some of it. I disagree with other parts of it.
Well, but I'm wondering if, and all of this is like obviously spitballing, and most of this like explanation is for the audience and not for you, because I know we're on the same page when it comes to this stuff. But like, I wonder if you being invested in the genre is good or bad to whether or not you have a sober look. I don't know. It could be that I'm detached and I don't know. I just like, why would anybody play Marathon and not Ark and not Tarkov?
I mean, because I get what you're saying, but like, why would anybody play Ark and not Tarkov?
Well, because Ark, the reason why you're playing Ark and a million other people are playing Ark and not Tarkov. Why are 200,000 people playing it? I don't know, because I mean, all the things that you say that about, well, the hard part is that I only know about Ark through you, and you only like Ark more than Tarkov because you hate Tarkov comparatively. So I don't know why everyone likes it.
The only reason why I asked that is because basically what I was trying to get out of you is like, what level of answer can I give you? I think the reason people would play Marathon over Ark is because it's first person, because there's more
but could
progression.
You not say the same? The question is that like, I feel like you could give a compelling sales pitch as to why like Battlefield or Warzone or these other AAA games that like when we played COD, mechanically it felt fucking incredible. Like all of these, you could give a sales pitch, and I just like, from what I see, I'm trying to imagine what the sales pitch would be for a game. So for Marathon,
I think your question is like super valid. Is me being super invested in the extraction shooter genre good or bad for like my opinion on Marathon? That's a good question. I think I think definitively what's happening is your disenfranchisement with the genre is skewing you in the opposite direction, where it's like,
well, no, I'm the normal person.
No,
where
you're not.
Okay, no. So no. Like, let me finish. You have some amount of investment in Marathon.
Yeah.
Marathon, the people that are going to play Marathon need to be sold Marathon, just like I would need, like far more than you would need to be sold. I would need to be sold.
Yes.
Now, granted, I'm not normal in that. Like,
no,
I'm a harder sell, but there are plenty of people like. All the things you know about it, no one else knows or cares about. When the game comes out, there has to be a reason for people to play. And all they know is that Marathon stole a bunch of shit and nobody likes Bungie anymore and it's a dead game.
Yeah.
So why is anyone going to play it? Ark succeeded on its hype.
Yeah.
The hype alone from the beginning is what, if it didn't have the hype, it wouldn't be where it is now.
Yeah.
And Marathon has the opposite.
Yes, it has negative hype. Yes. That is your answer to that question is literally the point I've been trying to get at, which is that and I just don't think you like the answer, and that's fine. Like, Ark Raiders, like, I'm going to put this in, like, I don't mean all these things literally, right? Like, this is just like I'm pulling up random statistics, whatever. Like, Ark Raiders convinced 1 million people that thought extraction shooters were dumb, that extraction shooters were sick. And 500,000 of those people were like, man, I wish there was a game like this I could play that was first person on my Xbox. And then somebody goes, Bungie's making that. And I think to a lot of people, that sells them. It's a game like this that's first person that I can play with on my Xbox. Like,
but even if you think that sells them, what happens when the first 100 people go, I'm sold, and they go play it and they go, nah, it's not very good. And then it fizzles, right?
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
It has to be.
The assumption is it's not very good. I'm saying I don't know if it's going to be any good.
I'm not assuming it's not very good.
It's not what you just said?
If it wasn't
good. Yeah, then it's going to crash and burn for sure, 100%.
So there was something I was thinking, and I don't remember what it was going to be. Continue with what you're saying.
So basically, let's say, I just had a banger one-liner and then it left me. Basically, what I'm trying to say is like, let's assume. Fuck, what was I going to say? It was so good.
Like, even if it's good, they have an uphill battle, like a really big uphill battle that games that are really good can't overcome.
You brought me back. And all I'm saying is that, like, Arc Raiders, like, loosened the jar for Marathon. I'm not saying Arc Raiders made Marathon great, but what I'm saying is it kind of just, like, set it up a little bit because now so many more people are in this genre and so many more people are looking for an experience similar to this, but different. Like, there are so many people that I interact with that are like, I wish there was a game like this with more progression, that was first person, that was more PvP focused. So if Marathon is good, Arc Raiders has done a net positive for Marathon. If Arc Raiders is bad, if Marathon is bad, Arc Raiders hasn't really done anything because Marathon is just bad. Does that make sense?
Yeah, but so everything you just said, like, there were people who were looking for this thing. Wasn't that kind of true in other ways for all the other Tarkov clones, the ABI and the whatever the fucking other one is that I don't remember the name of, where it was like Tarkov but free to play or casual or pay to win or whatever the fuck, all of the other things that I can't remember.
No.
Like,
I don't think there were people looking for those types of games. I think those games were made because they thought people would like them. And people do, by the way. Both of those games are successful.
That's exactly what I think when I think about Marathon.
Yeah, and I'm just saying I disagree with you. I don't know if I'm right.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know if I'm right. I'm not saying I'm right. I'm saying Jesse's opinion, which is undeniably, most likely, probably potentially false, is just that I think that there are a meaningful amount of people today looking for exactly what Marathon is that weren't looking for it 6 months ago. I could be wrong. All I'm saying is that my vibes is that. And if that's true, that does a favor to Marathon. But if Marathon is ass, it's still just going to suck.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, and the other element too is that, like, Marathon has a lot of other. Marathon had like hero shooter shit, right? I might be misremembering. Marathon had. So there's other elements to it that
Certainly.
Also it's not like it's just X with X. It's like a very different. I mean, like, think about what was the fucking one, the one that came out that people really liked that completely went away.
Oh, the Cycle Frontier.
Pod. The Cycle.
Yeah.
Was that what it was called?
That was the one that like died. That one is gone. You can't even play that anymore.
Yeah. And I bet you this, like, just based on the gameplay that I see, like, I think that there would be a larger market. And it would probably be a better game for, like, the Cycle than whatever the fucking Marathon. I almost said Fallout.
Imagine a Fallout. You know what? Never mind. I was like, imagine a Fallout extraction shooter, but then, like, my brain goes to, like, oh my God, no, all this IP slop is so bad. Do you remember 20 years ago? This is a tangent. Before IP became like the most important thing to human civilization. Back then, it was fun to be like, yo, imagine a BR, but it was Fallout. That used to be like a really fun thought experiment, but now that's all ruined because, like, every major IP has a crossover with every major, like, everything is in Fortnite, or this, you know, DMZ tried to make this and they all sucked. And so now I was about to be like, imagine a Fallout extraction shooter, but then I was like, no, fuck, I take that back. Please don't make that.
I'm trying to think of a single example of something that like the before times.
Yeah.
And it's hard to remember because everything's ruined, like you said. But yeah, dude, I just don't know. There's the thing is that, like, there's something about Marathon, and I think it might be the hero shooter element plus the graphic style.
Mm-hmm.
That I think hero shooter element plus the graphic style plus the Bungie involvement and the drama and the fact that it's going to be trendy to fucking shit on it. Just like it was for that game that just came out.
iGuard. Yeah.
iGuard, where it was like, if you thought it was good, you wouldn't want to make a YouTube video saying it was good because you'd get shit on, kind of thing.
Also, anecdotally, I don't know if like, okay, one of two things is happening. Obviously, there's probably a gradient of a million things, but for the sake of being hyperbolic, I'm going to say one of two things is happening. Either Marathon is paying a bunch of bots on social media, or the sentiment around Marathon has shifted dramatically, because every comment on every video that they post is like 400 positive comments before you can find a negative one. And I'm like, are they like, it's shifted a lot. Now you can absolutely still find your Marathon haters, of course, but like every video they post to their YouTube, every YouTube short they post, every tweet they tweet, every like reveal is like nonstop. People are like, dude, when can I play this? And maybe that's like my algorithm changed, and maybe that's not what other people see, but it's shifted.
Interesting. Looking forward to checking it out. Game sounding better and better. I'm so hyped to play. I'm coming around to appreciate what Marathon is meant to be.
It's been a lot. The sentiment has shifted a lot.
Yep. Extraction shooters should be brutal. So like,
now that doesn't necessarily disprove your point. I do think undeniably Marathon has a higher mountain to climb than Arc Raiders, because Arc Raiders came out of the gate with like W after W after W, and Marathon came out of the gate with a couple of big fat L's and some recent W's. But you know, that's a different roller coaster than coming out of the gate strong like Arc did.
So who's the market again, you think, for this game? It's people who don't want to play Arc because like third person.
I think it's a Venn diagram. I think the biggest piece of the circle is people who were interested in Arc, semi-enjoyed Arc, or were like, I really want something like that, but I just wish it was first person. I wish it had more stuff. Like, I think basically what's happening now is you're having a lot of people leave Arc now. They were like, this game was so fun, but there's not enough to do. Which is, there's very little progression. But like Marathon is seemingly has like a ton of progression. There's a ton of people that were super interested in Arc, but they were like, I literally can't play it. It's third person. I hate third person games. So it's like a lot of people that were interested or are interested in extraction shooters, I think. And then the classic things, right? Where like some people that enjoy Tarkov enjoy Arc, like me, right? I think you're going to have people that enjoy Tarkov, that enjoy Marathon more than Arc because it's much more PvP focused. And I think you're going to have a lot of people that enjoy Arc, enjoy Marathon because it's another extraction shooter. So I think you're going to get a little bit from both sides, but I think that there's just a lot of people that, and then also most gamers like having a couple of games to play, right? And so I think a lot of people that just got into the extraction shooter genre as a result, like when you got into BRs, you didn't play H1Z1 and then never play another BR. When you played when you played H1Z1, you played PUBG because it popped off, and then you played Fortnite because it popped off, and then you played Warzone because it popped off, and then you played Apex because it popped off, and then maybe you kind of like found the one you played the most.
I guess I played PUBG and nothing else.
Yeah,
so.
yeah, okay.
I'm an anomaly.
You're the anomaly. But does that make sense? So like, so I think now that the genre is much more like has a lot more people in it, when there's a new hitter in the genre, I think just a lot of people are gonna check it out. So I think it's gonna pull from everywhere. Once again, if it's good, which it could not be, right? Like I'm like, this is all.
Well, it might be bad and it might fail. It might be good and it might fail.
Yes.
And so what I'm saying is that I'm almost saying that it doesn't matter if it's good or bad. I actually think and again, this is pure fucking vibes.
Yeah.
Of like where the gaming scene is at, where seeing how many games pop up and which ones succeed and which ones fizzle. And, Arc was one that right away stood out to me for a couple of different unique reasons. Even though I wasn't interested, I wasn't going to play it. I didn't give a fuck. I saw, first of all, the fact that it had so much, positivity at the beginning, but the aesthetic, that it was kind of an interesting sort of niche. I don't know, like this to me. And the funny thing is that like there's a universe in which it succeeds and you're like right by accident and I'm totally wrong, it could be exclusively Apex players. Yeah. It might not have anything to do with Ark, might have anything to do with Tarkov, might not have anything to do with...
There's also a chance I'm right on purpose?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely. Dude, if the game pops off and like if I had said the same thing about Ark, I would be like, I'm eating my fucking words.
Yeah.
And I have no investment in being like about this whatsoever. I'm like, whenever people talk about, I'm like, people are still talking about this game. Like when I look at it, see the problem is that I don't know, are there any games with like this fucking aesthetic anymore that succeed? That's like part of it too, is that like there's been a million games that just look like Halo with like a different color palette. And
I don't know.
None of them are interesting.
I really vibe with the aesthetic of this game.
Dude, I think it's great. It's not about whether it looks good. It's about whether or not these games, this looks like 800 other games that have failed to me. It looks it's a better version of 800 other games. Yeah. But I mean,
I feel like Tarkov looks like 800 games that have failed.
Well, but I don't know that Tarkov would do as well as it would if Tarkov came out today.
Oh yeah, that's for sure.
This is a different world.
Yeah.
Well, and we also can't separate the fact that this world where we are is because of Tarkov leading us here.
That's very true. Yeah.
So like, you couldn't introduce Tarkov into the world now without Tarkov.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I hope it pops off, because what that means is that a bunch of game developers make some money and a bunch of people are happy to find a new game. I have a hard time seeing the appeal.
Yeah.
And I can see the appeal in a million games. That don't appeal to me. There's a difference, right? When I look at sushi, it looks incredible. It's the most disgusting shit.
Based.
It's like Ark. I have no desire to play the game, but I like the appeal. I got the moment I started to watch it. Fortnite, I completely get the appeal. And I could, like, sometimes I look at things and they don't look appealing and they succeed and I don't understand why. But that's, I don't know, dude.
Yeah, like, I just don't know. There's like a part of this conversation where I don't really know what's happening. Like, all I'm saying is that.
I don't know where the fuck.
All I'm saying, like, is that my vibes have shifted, where like my vibes on the game 8 months ago were like, genuinely, even if they fix all the shit, it's probably going to fail. And
okay, so wait a minute. Why did you say that though?
Because it was, oh my God, because that's everything I've been saying for the past 30 minutes, because it was pre-Ark. I think like that's what I'm trying to say, is that 6 months ago, everybody.
So you think the reason why it's going to do good is
no? Oh my God! Let me finish the sentence. I think pre-Ark, my thought was, even if it's a good game, it's probably going to fail because of the way they showed it to the world was, like you said, lots of negative sentiment. I think post-Ark, there is a hunger from hundreds of thousands of people for this exact game. So now, my opinion is, before was, if it's a bad game, it's going to fail. If it's a good game, it still has a high likelihood to fail. Now, my opinion is, if it's a bad game, it's probably going to fail. But if it's a good game, it's probably going to succeed. Because as a result of Ark Raiders, a lot of people really want this game. I'm not saying that I know that to be true. I'm just saying that's my vibes have shifted. That's the point I was trying to make, because I think Ark Raiders showed a lot of people that these games can be fun and popular, and then created a demand for a game like this. That demand has nothing to do with Marathon specifically. If Marathon and Schmarathon were two completely separate games and they were both first-person games that were PvP heavy, like, I would be saying this about Marathon and Schmarathon. This has nothing to do with like Marathon. But what I'm saying is I think Ark Raiders created the demand for Marathon.
You're saying Ark created a market for the game.
I think Arc Raiders hit this market of extraction shooters so hard that it created like that the vacuum of space that currently exists for a game like this, but with completely different mechanics, i.e. first person, PvP focused, very narrative driven, and more progression. 100%. Like PUBG blew up, and it was like battle royales. Holy fucking shit. And it blew up and it went nuclear. And it was like, oh my God, this game is amazing. And only because PUBG went so crazy, somebody went, what if we made PUBG, but hyper fucking competitive? Insane recoil tracking, super high skill ceiling movement, fucking insano mode. And that game became Apex Legends. And I don't know that Apex Legends would have worked as the first battle royale to blow up because PUBG blew up and it was like, oh my God, so many people want this. Somebody went, what if there was that, but hyper competitive? And then Apex Legends blows up. And somebody else went, what if it was that, but hyper casual? And Warzone blew up. But it needed PUBG to blow up in order for that to happen. And I just think that is the Arc Raiders moment, where it was like, oh my God, 15 million people can enjoy and play this game. Man, I really wish there was something like this that was first person.
Okay, so it sounds like what you're saying is that it's almost completely independent of the game itself. Like
that is what I've been trying to say for an hour. Yes, is that like I think the environment, the sands of the ground underneath Marathon shifted while they were off fixing the game because they delayed it because of their horrible launch. And when they come back, they just come back to a different world that may be more suitable for them. It has nothing to do with Marathon. It has everything to do with what Arc Raiders did to the ground underneath, is what I've been trying to say.
Yeah, I mean, maybe you're right. It's so. If we could answer questions like these, we would invest in companies and make millions of dollars. You know what I mean? Like, so obviously what we're talking about is so much more complicated.
Certainly.
I have a hard time. I just have a hard time wrapping my head around that because I feel like aesthetics are so important. And
I disagree. Like BattleBit Remastered went sicko mode.
But that's not. You misunderstand what I'm saying. Do you interpret it as like high quality?
No.
Graphics or looking good, or what do you?
No. What do you mean by aesthetic?
Like if it was cell shaded versus if it was like a Halo themed versus if it was a caveman themed versus if it was polygons made of glass, if it would like all of these different vibes attract different. And I look at Marathon and what I see, and this might apply to the gaming community. What I see is a recycled, generic, bland, lifeless, cool looking game with good graphics.
Yeah, you like the aesthetic, but you think the aesthetic, basically what I'm trying to say is I think I'm tracking with what you're saying. I'm just trying to like reword it so I make sure I understand it. Like you like the aesthetic of Marathon, but you see that aesthetic as like inherently detrimental to the game because of how the gaming community at large perceives that aesthetic. You can be like, that looks good, but you're like, I think that puts it on the back foot.
Yeah. Like,
is that kind of what you're trying to say? I'm not trying to put words in your mouth. I'm actually just trying to make sure.
I was just trying to come up with like an example that, I mean, the thing is that it kind of looks Valorant-ish.
A caveman VR would go crazy. Just hitting people with clubs.
I mean, that was that other game kind of, that was like almost the Hunger Games, where you started off with like a rock.
Oh, Rust?
And it was more... No. It's a VR.
Oh,
that was very like, it was almost game show-esque. You like came up in the culling.
Oh, I don't think I've ever seen that.
But you start off like with a stone
with a
and
rock?
like in a rock. Yeah,
that's so funny.
But I think eventually you get guns and shit. I don't know that I've ever really seen a ton of the late game. Anyway, yeah, dude. I guess just what I'm saying is that like, people. I don't get the impression that like anyone is going to get excited about the game like that when they like watch a trailer. No matter how good the trailer looks, no matter how good like.
Yeah, I just completely disagree, which is fine. Which is totally fine. But I disagree.
I mean, what we're talking about is our opinions about other people's opinions.
Yeah, that's so true. Our subjective opinions about a subjective piece of art and how other people feel about it subjectively.
Yeah, if you take 1 million gamers and show them that trailer and they're like, "Are you going to buy this?"
Yeah.
I don't know. I just
for sure, which is why I can only speak from my experience and from what I see. Like that little 8-minute movie they made was like fucking insane. It was so good. Like, which is very much so in line with the aesthetic of the game, and it was amazing. Every single trailer they're releasing, one by one, they're releasing like 1-minute trailers for each of the heroes, and they're some of the coolest. Like they literally, like I have to remember that I played Marathon and I didn't like it that much at the time because the trailers are so fucking cool. Like they almost got me pre-ordering the game off of a 60-second trailer. Now, once again, maybe 99% of gamers see that and they go, wow, what a lifeless, stupid, recycled aesthetic. That could be true. But the comments on the YouTube thing and the comments on the vibes seem high, and I like it a lot. But yeah.
So when you were talking about the Venn diagrams, right? You were talking about the number of people that want this and want that, and I think it's easy to forget too how many people will be instantly turned off by it's a hero shooter.
Oh, for sure.
So like I just don't know if like maybe it's the number of people that saw the thing and think it's incredible, the number of people who when they saw the graphic style went, and the number of people who saw that it was hero shooter was the number of people who saw that it was made by Bungie. Kind of mixed, like the number of people who heard about the drama versus had no idea about the drama because they're Xbox gamers and they're fucking 12. Like I just maybe it may be that because I'm detached enough from this that I don't see the reverberations of Arc.
Yeah.
Or it could be that, because Arc's so good and you are in the hard part is that like, in order to have an informed opinion, I feel like on these things to be like super confident, you'd have to see like thousands and thousands and thousands. I mean, maybe you have, I don't know. Fuck, dude, I don't know. It's so hard for me to like wrap my head around this. I just seen like 70 games that look exactly like this, then they all fail. But they've been in a different.
No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
They died so fast. I don't remember them.
I'm just kidding.
Fucking the other one that we talked about that I've already forgotten the name of.
Yeah.
Everyone said that for third person for Arc, and a lot of people said that for third person for Arc, except every single person that I saw that played it said it was the most incredible thing.
Yeah.
Which right there is like, it's a ball rolling downhill.
Yeah.
As opposed to, you've got a few YouTube videos coming out now that are going to be pushing the stone uphill, hopefully over the edge when it releases.
Yeah.
And I just feel like so many games that come out that want to be like this, so few of them succeed now.
For sure. I don't disagree with that.
Yeah.
All I was trying to say, like everything you said can be true, and what I said can be true. Like that's all I'm saying. Like all I was trying to say with this whole conversation was like, I think what happened as
I'm not saying you're wrong.
Yeah, what happened as a result of Arc Raiders gives Marathon a better chance. it could be that Marathon was at a negative 1,000 and the shifting of the sands made it a negative 400 and it's still going to fail. All I'm saying is that like with the amount of just like, I've seen thousands of YouTube comments, thousands of responses to tweets, thousands of Twitch chatters, thousands of of people who are just saying like they're all of the things they're dissatisfied with in Arc Raiders seemingly slot right into Marathon. So all I was saying was that the world Marathon is coming back to may be slightly more receiving to it, was the point I was trying to make.
Yeah, no, but so didn't a bunch of games though come out after Tarkov that seemingly addressed a lot of Tarkov's issues that completely flopped? Like Tarkov was PUBG in this metaphor.
Yeah.
Tarkov was PUBG.
Yes.
Fortnite was
no
Arc.
No, I know exactly where you go, and I disagree with that analogy. Like, Arc was Fortnite. Delta Force and ABI were just like PUBG clones.
No, that's what I said.
No, I thought you had just said
Arc was Fortnite.
I thought you just said ABI was Fortnite.
No, not ABI because
okay.
I don't remember the name of the game, so I couldn't have said it. No, Arc was Fortnite, and the 900 other fucking extraction shooters that have died were the 900 fucking BRs that died.
Yes.
There's 3 BRs alive,
yes.
and there's fucking 2
Oh my
extraction
God.
shooters.
And here we are 40 minutes into the conversation. Exactly. I think I agree with that. And I think that like PUBG begat Fortnite, which begat Warzone, and which begat Apex. Like, I don't know what order it was, but they didn't come out all at the same time. As each game came out, and it shifted what people wanted, because now they had the PUBG experience and they had the Fortnite experience, something else needed to happen. So like, I completely agree that a bunch of extraction shooters have come and gone. And maybe once again, I feel like our disconnect with this conversation is with Marathon, like with me using the word Marathon. All I'm saying is that like Tarkov is PUBG, Arc is Fortnite. And as a result of Arc being Fortnite, the space is ready for Apex.
Yeah, but
that's all I'm saying. Independent of it, that if that's Marathon or not.
Yeah, but the space was ready for 1 million BRs. So why did Fortnite win and the others failed?
Yeah.
Because there was something special about it that made it not just another one. And what I'm saying is, why is Marathon the special one when there's a fucking a field full of corpses.
Yes.
And this one popped up and you're like, that's the one.
Yes. And I've explained it, and that I think you just disagree, which is totally fine. Like, I think there are 10 compelling reasons why Marathon has a better chance of succeeding than ABI or Delta Force. I just don't think you like them, which is fine, because you probably just wouldn't like Marathon, which is also totally fine.
Yeah, but I also feel like that's kind of not like I don't know, maybe I'm just being a bitch, but I feel like it's a little unfair, because I can objectively look at a million. I could look at fucking Hello Kitty Island Adventure.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like it.
Okay.
It's not that I'm not interested, because there's another game that could come out that wasn't Marathon, that was something similar.
No, I know.
That is gonna fucking blow up.
No, I know for sure. I'm just saying, like, what I'm just saying. I think you and I disagree on Marathon. Like, I'm not saying that is an indictment of like your ability to look at games. Any one of us would agree that there's always some games that show up and that we thought would suck that turned out to be great, right? Like, none of us have a 100% clear view. I think I understand where you're coming from, where you think Marathon's not in the bullseye of games that are going to succeed. I just think it has some elements that actually mean it might, and you just disagree that those elements are good elements, and that's fine.
Yeah, no. So I think where we disagree is less. What I'm saying is that I think that like your metaphor, your comparison, the logic is wrong.
Okay.
This not like opinion is wrong. Yeah. Because like I recognize that there's a million things about opinions and whatever that could change, but when you say people are looking for this exact game, you're pointing to two things that are like, and you're ignoring all the other things that make it not this exact game. No one's looking for an extraction shooter, hero shooter. You know what I mean? Like even just the hero shooter part alone. What?
I just don't know how to, like, I hear what you're saying, and those words that just came out of your mouth, I'm not like, wow, fuck Veritas. He's just trying to say, I just have tried, like, I hear that statement you made, and I've just tried to answer it like 6 times, and I just don't know what to say. I don't know how to say it differently.
Maybe I guess at this point, I'm going to assume that I'm just being obtuse. I'm sure the comments will say I'm being obtuse.
Oh, fuck them.
Being a fucking idiot, like whatever, it's fine. Like I'll stop pressing.
I also
just to me
agree that I think the hero shooter is going to be a huge sticking point. Like I agree with the statement that I don't think anyone is necessarily looking for an extraction shooter that's also a hero shooter. I agree with that.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see. And that was basically, yeah, all I was saying was that, like, it brought like a marathon. Like, all I'm saying is that what I think Arc Raiders did is bring marathon, like, let's say from a -10 to like a -7, where like everything about marathon people are like, why would I want that? And then now there's a big group of people that are like, well, it's first person and it's really progression and it's really PvP heavy. Now these 4 things are unchanged, which is like, it's a fucking hero shooter and the art direction is weird and they stole a bunch of shit. Like, what I wasn't saying wasn't that it went from here to here or even here to here. Is I'm just saying I think Arc Raiders undoubtedly just like made people want 3 of the things that marathon is. That's all. That nobody cared about before. And then it's Marathon's job to like go and be like, no, trust us, the hero shooter is actually good. You know what I mean? Which it might not do. You know what I mean? It might not do at all. But we'll see. I just think I think Arc had a Fortnite effect on the extraction shooter genre. Smaller. Like, I don't think anyone
gave it a second win.
Yeah, like I don't think anyone. Yes, and I think, and this was another point from earlier, is like what I think it broke is, and this is totally just like, this might be like my kind of like tinted glasses looking back on the past, but I think that like extraction shooter people were just in this like, nothing is ever going to be as good as Tarkov. Like, why should even try? Everybody, like, it was so weird. I put, when I made my Arc Raiders video that popped off, that 1.4 million viewers, one of the first points I made was like, everyone keeps saying this game genre is oversaturated. Name 5 extraction shooters. Like, there were.
What I was gonna tell you is like, what was the second successful one after Tarkov? I want to say Arc. Like, why? Yeah, I can't think of any.
Exactly. But the sentiment was that it was like so oversaturated and weird. And so I think what Arc did is it just like broke that sentiment. It brought a ton of new people into the genre and it gave it like a second wind. It gave it like the Fortnite effect. And then in the wake of all that, my hope is that we'll see the Apex and the Warzone, right? Is that like now it's primed, and whether that's 1 year, whether that's 1 month from now when Marathon comes out, or a year from now, Beautiful Light is coming out at the end of this year, and I think that has they're doing some fucking awesome things.
Wait, is that extraction shooter?
It is an extraction shooter. It's like something like, it's like a bridge between like Hunt Showdown and Tarkov, where like it's kind of an objective based extraction shooter, but also a loot based extraction shooter, and it does some like asymmetric stuff.
Wait, I thought that was the scam game, wasn't it? Or no?
Beautiful Light? No.
Oh, okay. I must be thinking of
which scam game? Ashes of Creation?
Not the other. Yeah, not Ashes of Creation.
Yeah. Star Citizen.
I just remember the one. Remember there was the gameplay that they showed. I want to say there was like a big booty chick in jeans walking through a city or something.
The day before.
The day before. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that was the scam, right? Okay, so that's not a Beautiful Light.
No. Beautiful Light looks sick. Beautiful Light looks
damn
sick.
It. Of course, now we would get into the same conversation where I look at a Beautiful Light and I'm like, it's indistinguishable from every other.
Yes. I just really think aesthetics way less, not way less, but like that weighs less. Well, never mind. My whole thing about High Guard was that I think the aesthetics were super detached from the actual gameplay, and that made me not like it. So maybe I'm fucking wrong. You know what sucks about the name Beautiful Light though is Beautiful Light was started development by like 6 dudes, like just homies, and now they have like, I think it's like Deep Worlds, now they have a company. They've been working on the game so long that before the game came out, copycat games of Beautiful Light have come out. Like Active Matter, I actually thought it was like a pretty cool game, but it's like by and large like a copycat of Beautiful Light. And so Beautiful Light will come out to an audience that thinks its own take on the genre is stale, but it was the one, but it's just because it took so long to develop. It hasn't been in early access this whole time. Like, no, like, but,
and that's
but
what
you know what I mean?
Exactly what I was explaining. I was explaining, wow, like there's been 87 games that look exactly like that have come and gone. They're probably clones of this before this one even came out.
And it sucks that that's happened. Yeah. But Beautiful Light's been coming up. Dead Matter was another scam game, that's for sure. Yeah, I backed Dead Matter. Kickstarter, straight up.
Oh, yikes.
Never downloaded it, never played it. And
I totally misremembered Ashes of Creation too. When I think I saw like one Peg tweet about it, or a bunch of people that were like, wow, it's blah blah blah. And I'm like, I thought we figured out that game was a scam like 2 years ago. Now I'm probably mixing it up with another game, fucking generic ass
MMO or something.
That and because it's another MMO that looks like every other MMO that people are hyped about, but this one's different, but this one's whatever. And it's like, okay. But I remember just being like, wait, I thought that game already came and went. Now, granted, all the shit I was seeing people tweeting about, when I Googled it, there were 20,000 Reddit posts 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. So
about the same shit.
So like, I didn't follow Ashes super closely. I really wanted Ashes to be good. Only because only because of the state of the MMO. Like I missed World of Warcraft, Final Fantasy 14, and freaking, what's the other one? What's the third one everybody plays? Black Desert Online. I missed those boats, and I just wanted an MMO. I fucking loved New World. I wanted New World to be good. They're shutting down New World in 2027. They're taking the servers offline. So I wanted Ashes to be good, like based on nothing other than I just hoped to be there at the launch of an MMO that was good because New World died so quickly. So that was basically like, I would just keep up with it from afar. I do think like a year or two ago, they like did some shady stuff and like got in some fights with like some of the content creators. And I think that's probably where a lot of the stuff you saw. And then apparently it all just, I know very little about it, but apparently it all fell apart over this past like couple of weeks. They put there's a bunch of conspiracy theories where like in the Kickstarter, it was like, there was verbiage about if the game never releases, then we're going to refund all the money. And then...
Wait, how would you do that? What's the money for? It's not for funding the development.
Dude, I don't know. But if the game never releases, they're going to refund the backers. And then apparently in like December, the whole staff got like a memo that was like, hey, we're releasing the build of the game we have on Steam next week. And then like 4 weeks later, the company shut down. So they released the game. So they don't have to refund the money. Like there's all sorts of like stuff like that I'm seeing, but I don't know much about it. It did surprise me though, because it did release on Steam. And like I was watching Clean, like I would lurk a lot, and I watched a YouTube video like 2 weeks ago that was Clean. His video was like why I didn't like Ashes of Creation first, but I'm really coming around to it. And I watched his video and I was like, oh, he seems to be really enjoying the game. Like it was a surprise to me that shit just imploded so fast. But yeah, I don't know.
This is why we can't have nice things. We can't have
Star Citizen though. This year.
Star Citizen this year.
Squadron 42 this year, bro. I'm still coped up. I watch.
Now see, the Star Citizen I can understand. Squadron I don't. I can't.
The only reason why any of us, genuinely the only reason why any human being on planet Earth wants Squadron 42 to come out is so that the developers that work for Cloud Imperium Games can start working on Star Citizen. Genuinely.
That's a single player.
It's just a single player space game set in the same universe. Literally nobody
Unless there's 18
wants it.
quintillion planets, nobody gives a fuck.
Nobody wants it. It's like, it's
but
so...
Bro, but No Man's Sky set the stage. I'm just kidding. Set the stage. It's a different universe,
Maybe it did. No, dude, it is crazy. So much of the hype for Squadron 42 is just so the developers can stop working on it. Like, it's crazy. People are so excited.
Hype, is it like fake hype where they're like, yeah, we can't wait for the game to come out,
dude? No, it's like, we can't wait for the game to come out so that none of us can play it and you can work on the game we want. Like, it's very clear and concise of why people. But dude, I'm still coped up. I watch 3 Star Citizen YouTube videos every week, and I have since 2018. Like, I want that game to be so good. And I get it. Like, all the memes are true. I get it, bro. I get it. But it's the scam that cuts just deep into my soul. Like, the kid inside of me, the N64 playing 11-year-old inside of me, wanted this for the future of gaming, and so all of my inhibitions go. I've bought ships for real money. I have 14 ships in my hangar. It's like, I know. I'm like, don't do it. Don't buy this game until it's a game. But it's the one that pierces the defenses, bro. I just want this game to be good and real so bad. It's just.
Have you seen the new shipbuilding in No Man's Sky?
No, I actually haven't. Oh wait, they're like the Corvettes? I did actually. I watched a morphologist video on it and a bunch of ships he made. Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah, it's pretty sick.
Dude, genuinely, I've seen a lot of videos where it's like No Man's Sky is going to become Star Citizen before Star Citizen can. And I was like, damn, that's kind of true.
I want them. I'm so hyped for No Man's Sky to be done so that they can finish working on
Light No Fire, bro. Light No Fire.
Although, you know what? The funny thing is that when I watched the last time I watched, I literally need to put on the trailer, Light No Fire trailer, to like re-gauge how I feel about it, because now the way I'm wondering, dude, now I look at it and you know what I see?
High guard.
Shit. High guard. That's what I was gonna say, unironically.
Yeah.
It just looks like an MMO. Like, there's just like dragons and they're flying. Like, yeah, it just looks like fucking. Now it looks like High Guard.
The Light No Fire. Yep. So it's
without guns.
It's gonna fail.
It's High Guard without guns, whereas before it was World of Warcraft with guns.
Yep. Dude, No Man's Sky needs to add motherflipping PvP.
There is PvP.
Is there really?
Dude, I got griefed. I got stream sniped.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. I think you might have to like turn it on explicitly, I think. But yeah, I remember I was getting like stream sniped by this guy like over and over and over again. And when I was playing a mode that was almost like, I want to say it was like permadeath kind of thing.
Bro.
I might be misremembering.
No Man's Sky, but with like an emergent economy, like at a global scale, where it's like orgs of like thousands of like No Man's Sky, but an MMO would be
No Man's Sky, but nothing like No Man's Sky, and it's just Star Citizen.
Yes, dude. No Man's Sky, but Star Citizen would go hard. If Star Citizen
all you're saying is a better Star Citizen.
That's fine with me. The first game that comes out that's a space game that's actually an MMO. That's not EVE Online. Although EVE is sick, I've heard.
But at this point, Star Citizen is, when I say Star Citizen, I'm talking about like a genre with features. It's not even the game. Like it could be Fortnite graphics with like Star Citizen isn't even Star Citizen.
Yeah. That's true. Yeah, because Star Citizen is largely just promises.
like PUBG is the Kleenex of BRs, right? It's just like PUBG.
Yeah.
Star Citizen is the Kleenex of a genre that hasn't existed yet. That might never exist.
Yes, I mean that's true, because it's trying to be like the scale of like pixel art MMOs that, because there's no graphics, they have like 700,000 people on one shard, but the fidelity of fucking Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
Like that, they were just like, what if we did that? And everyone was like, you can't do that. And then they've spent 14 years being like, you know what, we actually can't do that.
But listen, they made a market for FOIP that the next game that comes out that looks good with FOIP. I still don't think, I've never seen anybody else on planet Earth do anything with FOIP. As far as I'm concerned, the original dad videos are the only FOIP content on the internet, and no one else knows about it. That does in my head canon. I need to believe that.
I love it. The original dad.
Have you seen anyone else like go hard with FOIP at all?
Not really, no.
Deadly Slob uses it. Damn it, yeah, he does it better. I'm sure than me. Guaranteed. I just went for like 5 hours, dude.
But I think that's the thing is I think everybody does FOIP for like 5 minutes. I think what made that content so good was how long it entertained you. Like literal hours.
Because you need a fucking associate's degree to get off of the fucking home area. Dude, you need a YouTube tutorial to find your shit. And then a separate tutorial to how to turn it on.
That's very true.
So it was just better for me to crawl on my stomach with FOIP on going, and that was like I just needed a couple button presses, and that was, why am I going to do anything else?
Oh my God. That's so funny. Dang.
So I'm glad we both agree marathons is going to be a complete failure.
There
was no contention whatsoever. And oh my God, in my recommendations, I see WTF happened to Light No Fire 4 weeks ago.
Well, what WTF happened to it? Because gimme. Well, we said 2026, right?
Maybe it's
the
just
last time we Googled it.
Time.
Last time we Googled it, it said 2026.
Wait, but this looks just like No Man's Sky. Oh, that's because it is.
Ugh. All right. Well, that's the stuff. Thank you guys for hanging. Thanks for being here. If you want even more podcast content, you can go to patreon.com/thepodcastpod, where you get early ad-free access to these episodes and additional episodes we filmed just for you. That's right. Just for you. So thank you to everybody that supports. Thank you to The Perfect Gene for sponsoring this episode. Thank you guys for being here. And I'm sure that you will let us know that everything we said in the comments was totally normal and great, and that you agree. And we'll see y'all in the next one.
Bye.